What's up, y'all? It's DJ Kash, the fly Haitian kid, of course, on the DJ Kash Podcast. And today, of course, I have my beautiful... First of all, wait, let me say, we at the world-famous Apartment 4B.
Yes, we are.
My favorite restaurant in the world. So we're at Apartment 4B, and I have my sister, Jessie Woo, in the building one time. What's up, Jessie?
Hi, Kash. I'm good.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. I'm recovering from the Omarion. So, well, I didn't have it,
the
but
Omarion.
When I tested negative. But I still feel like the Omarion spirit got on me.
Yeah, you was a B2K, the Omarion?
Listen, there was an ice box where my throat used to be. So I don't know what that was, but I'm here, child. I'm a survivor. So
oh man,
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm amazing.
Good.
You know, I'm dodging Omarion.
Please
you know
keep
what I'm
dodging.
saying? I'm dodging them as long as I can. You know what I'm saying? But you know, here in ATL, you know, COVID don't exist.
Nobody cares.
COVID does not exist.
Nobody cares.
You like the only person I ever see wear a mask.
I be wearing my mask.
The only person.
I wear my mask. I'm just like, even I go to Orange Theory to go work out, and like nobody wears a mask.
Yeah.
No, I'm the only one in there. I be coming in there with my bonnet.
How do you
and my
work out
mask
with a
on.
mask on?
I mean, it's tough, but when you go in there and you see how close it is, and everybody's like, no mask, like I'm just scared to die. Like this shit is killing niggas. Like niggas is dying. Like So I'm trying to stay alive, like the Bee Gees, honey.
Yeah. So I always like to start from the beginning. So let's start from the beginning. Like I just remember like everybody in my family, of course, because I'm Haitian, and when you Haitian and you have sisters, because I got majority sisters.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
gorgeous
sisters.
They hit you up for the like with they share everything. You know what I mean? If they heard a joke today, they sharing it with the whole family. They putting you on a group chat. If they heard a quote today, they putting you on a group chat.
I know.
You know what I mean? So I would always get these videos of them just dying. And mind you, I don't say a word in these group chats, but they go on. They have these conversations. You say what?
That's rude.
I hate group chats.
Please change.
But I don't say anything, but they go on for days about these videos of this girl. And then one day I was just like, let me just click the video, bro. And then I seen you. I was like, oh, no, that was funny. And then I seen another. Then I think I followed you. And then I started seeing your videos more and more and more. And I was like, oh, nah, shorty's mad funny. You know what I mean? So what made you start doing these videos?
I was depressed.
Yeah?
It's so funny, yeah. I don't know if I ever told you this, but so I had moved to New York summer 2016 from Miami. I had finished college, got my master's, and that earlier in that year, I was a Wild 'N Out girl, season 8 on Wild 'N Out.
Not on the show. You were like one of the models.
I was on the show.
Oh.
But I was one of the Wild 'N Out girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were the models, not
yeah,
like
I didn't have no speaking role.
Okay.
But I remember like doing that, and I was like, no, I want to do this. I want to pursue being on television and all that. And it wasn't happening for me in Miami. In Miami, it's very, you know, if you ain't Maria, if you ain't como estas, it's hard out here for Haitian pimp child. So, and even like in the journalism space, Miami's very Hispanic driven.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to try my luck and go to New York. So I went to New York. One of my aunties, she would always be like, Jessie, you can come stay with your auntie. Vina ma tante no. Go come to New York. She'd always say that.
Right.
Come to New York. There's so many possibilities. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come. And I came. I don't know what was going on in my family at that time, but everybody was going to this auntie's house. Like, it was no space at her house. So, like, there would be nights I'll
10 other people.
Bro, like, there would be times, like, I'll be on the couch. Like, and I didn't mind it because I was trying to hustle. So, a year later, like, I finally get an apartment, but I lose my job, like, a month after getting an apartment.
Wow.
And, you know, my pride, like, I was like, I just got this place. I didn't tell anybody in my family that I was struggling like that. So in between me going for interviews and all that, I would make those videos. That was like my depression. Literally. It was straight out of depression. And sadness and loneliness. and to watch so many people like gravitate towards that. Right. You know, it's been amazing to.
But that says a lot, like, because instead of like maybe doing like therapy or something like
that. Which I am in right now, thank God.
You went to a bunch of strangers with their own opinions on social media.
Yep. Ain't that crazy? Why would I do that?
Right.
But I mean, I'm here now.
So what made you show that Haitian side though? What made you make it like Haitian driven? Because most people, they're gonna go towards the skits. They're gonna go towards it. So when you vented, what makes you really show that Haitian side?
I didn't see a lot of girls doing it.
Gotcha.
Until this day, they're like, now I feel like on TikTok probably it's more, but around that time, like there were no girls really doing it. Right. And if they were, they weren't getting the shine, you know, like the guys, like, you know, the Jonas Brothers, the Haitian Husbands, the Success Junior, the Zoposes. Right. There's another guy in Jersey, I can't remember his name, but like those were all guys that I stalked and I watched them and I loved what they were doing. I was like, I could do that. Like, I could do that. Like, but I would always think that, and I never did it. Then when I had so much time on my hands, I was like, okay, I'll try it. And then before I knew it, in Brooklyn, like till this day, my biggest crowd is in New York. Like in Brooklyn, I'm so used to just walking around all the time. Right. Then it got to the point where I couldn't walk around without people coming up to me and saying, "You're the McDonald's girl." I had one skit where I was like, "Do my house like I go to McDonald's and the lady at the windows is Haitian and she's like, the machine is broken, okay? You come here Monday broken, Tuesday broken, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, same thing. It's broken. And I'm asking her for ice cream. You know, McDonald's always, the machine's always broken. So people would see me in the street and they're like, oh, you're the McDonald's ice cream machine broken girl. Right. So yeah, I mean, that's really what made me do it is there weren't a lot of girls. And like I said, I've always been proud of my culture too. Mm-hmm. I love being Haitian. Like, I love it. I've never been ashamed of being Haitian. Right. I love this shit. Like, I love this shit. I love the language. I love the culture. Right. I love the island where we come from. Like, I love like my family. I don't feel like I would be who I am today if I wasn't Haitian. But
let me ask you though, because we went through this period in New York, and I don't know, you might be younger than me. So
I was in Dade County. All
right, so you was in Florida at the time. So you might be younger than me. I don't know if you went through this process, but even though there was a huge Haitian population in New York, and I grew up in Brooklyn specifically, it wasn't cool to be Haitian.
It wasn't.
Like, not at all. Not like, when I was in elementary school, it wasn't until the Fugees came out, you would literally get picked on. And I used to have to fight. They called me Haitian booty scratcher. Like, I used to have to fight. Yeah. And it was kids that I grew up with that, you know, my family eats with their family, and they would be like, dead up, look me in the face and and other people be around there be like, I'm not Haitian. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you like, boy, you Haitian. You know, me, I couldn't fight it though, because my mom, everybody in my neighborhood knew my mother. And you've met my mother. Yeah. She has a very Haitian accent. My mom is very Haitian. Very. So when people ask me, are you really Haitian? Like, I'm full-blown Haitian, mother and father. So did you go through that period? Like,
of course. Yeah? Of course. You know, as a kid, it wasn't cool to be Haitian. It was not. And we got a lot of flack from it. When I look back on it, I got a lot of flack from being Haitian from other black people, like African Americans. And I think that when I look back at it, I feel like there was like a race war, right? Like, it helped forward racism, like xenophobia. Right. Xenophobia really just helps forward. It helps the racist agenda. There were so many things that were put out there about us, like that we had AIDS, you know, like back in the 90s, you know, Haitians in Brooklyn almost broke the Brooklyn Bridge because the CDC was out here telling people that we had AIDS. They would tell people that we ate cats. They would tell people that we ate people, you know, and I feel like these were white people forwarding that message, but black people held that. Like,
they enforced it.
They enforced it, and I think it's because that they were scared. Right. Like, now you have all these black immigrants coming in, because we weren't the only ones getting that. Africans were getting that. Definitely. Other people from other Caribbean islands were getting that, but we got it the worst because of who we are and what we did. And, you know, in 1804, like, we've always suffered the worst because we freed ourselves. So the media and the medical industry purposely wanted to defame us and destroy us. And, you know, unfortunately, like, I would get most of it from other black kids, and I would go to school and they would say certain things to me, and I would go home. I'm like, Mom, we eat cat.
But I think
My mom would be, est-ce que j'aime chat dans cuisine? Ouais, non. You know what I mean? Like.
But now that you say it, I guess no white kid ever called me
No.
Haitian booty scratcher. But
No.
I think probably that's because of proximity too. Because I didn't grow up around a lot of white people. So
I grew up.
I mean, I did grow. Actually, I did.
Up a lot of. I was gonna say I grew up around. I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah, I grew up in a Russian Jewish. At the time, it was Coney Island because I'm from like Brighton Beach, Coney Island area. So it was changing at the time that I was growing up. So yeah, I guess there was a decent amount of.
Yeah, it's just people. Like you said, it's close proximity. Just like we always talk about black on black crime. It's close proximity crime.
Exactly.
It's not black on black crime. Exactly. It's close proximity. And the other issue too is till this day you see a lot of xenophobia between, in the black race, and it's like we'll uphold a lot of stigmas that we know aren't true, but it kind of helps us secure our spot. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, I experienced it, but look at us now. It's so cool to be Haitian.
People be lying.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah, I am Haitian. Like my uncle's new wife.
Right.
Her sister's-in-law is Haitian, so that makes me Haitian. Right. You'd be like, oh,
it's like, okay. And like, I remember like by the time I got to high school, like now you had like the scammers and the drug dealers. I mean, well, actually in Miami, drug dealing was always a thing.
I mean, it's Miami.
I mean, it's Miami. Like Miami is built on drugs. But they always tell about the Hispanic drug dealers, the cartel. They don't tell the Haitian drug dealer story. And there's a lot of Haitian drug dealer stories. Then we had the Zopound. We had the Haitian gangs come out. Yeah. Like they were in the streets heavy. So, as time progressed, the narrative started to change. We had a lot of Haitian niggas starting to get money, like just street fame. Right. And it was like, okay, now it's cool now. Then you got, there were all these stigmas about Haitian girls that we're ugly, we're this, we're that. Now it's like, these niggas love Haitian women.
Listen, I didn't even think I was allowed to date anybody, anything else but a Haitian girl. My sisters used to look at me like, "Don't you dare!
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!" First of all, cause she ain't cleaning her meat.
Right.
God forbid you date somebody that's not only she not Haitian, she not black.
I didn't even know that was a thing till college when I seen girls making. I was like, wait a minute, you're not gonna put no lime, no lemon on there, no vinegar,
we trempe. Nous font bon bagay. Like before we even cook that meat goes through the ringer.
Definitely.
Okay, so definitely. Yeah.
Wait, so how you said like, black people might, we might get the brunt of it from black people, but since you've come out and you've done your thing, have Haitian people given you pushback?
What? All the time.
Seriously? I would never think Haitian people.
The most pushback I get is from Haitians. The most pushback I get is from Haitians.
That's crazy.
Like, I get the most pushback from Haitians. And I remember, like, thinking to myself, like, do I really want to do this? Like, especially in the beginning. Right. I remember thinking to myself, like, do I really want to do this? Because I know my people can be very harsh. I remember one time I made a joke, and I was like, yo, like, why is it, like, when you go to a bal, it's always a motherfucker with that Port-au-Prince breath that be in your face, bruh. Breath be hot as fuck.
And they was on you.
They were like, oh, she said Port-au-Prince stinks. She said Haitians stink. She said Haitians don't brush their teeth. Like, till this day, I see people saying things that I've never... Pull up the video. Like, it is a joke. I didn't know that a lot of people didn't know Port-au-Prince was a hot place. Right. Port-au-Prince is fucking hot. Like when you land in Haiti,
it's hot.
The first thing,
in the Caribbean.
Like that heat is like no other. It's like if I said St. Lucia, like it's hot. Right. It is a hot place.
But for some reason, people don't associate Haiti with the Caribbean. For some reason, like people that are not Caribbean. I'm telling you, people that are not Caribbean.
You know what? It's funny that you said that because I've had somebody tell me before that I'm not West Indian. Like I've had somebody tell me that before. And I've seen that online too. Like you're not West Indian. So I don't know. But I definitely do get a lot of flack. And I think it's because I'm very vocal. Like from the beginning, I've always been vocal about everything that I go through. And I think that it's important to be like that because there's a lot of Haitians who, especially like when you're dealing with other Haitians, like in the HMI or just Haitian businesses in general, it's a lot of fuckery that happens, and especially when you are a Haitian woman at that,
right.
like you should be quiet. Like you're not supposed to say anything. You're supposed to just take everything and be happy that you're here. I've never
That's
been
the Haitian way.
Yeah, like, just be happy that you're here, and it's like,
Right.
no, you be happy that I'm here. You be happy that I'm here. You be happy that I'm proud to still be here despite all the fuck shit that I have to go through and that we all have to experience. No, you be happy that I'm here. And that's always been my attitude. And I feel like it just rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, will never give a flying fuck.
But
I will never change that.
I see, because your jokes sometimes tend to get you in trouble.
All the time. I don't, like, it's like.
And you don't care.
You know what it is, too? Going back to the guys that I watched, right? I watched so many Haitian comics make caricatures out of Haitian women, and nobody bats an eye.
Right.
There were not,
because it's all in fun.
It's all in fun.
Right.
So then here comes a girl being very vocal, saying Zozo this, Zozo that, and it's like, oh my God, y'all ain't never seen a dick before?
Yeah, but you know,
Y'all ain't never seen, like, so when these guys do this, it's okay, but when a girl does it, she has no class. She's no, I have more class than you. I have a master's degree, bitch. I have more class than you. But I can also be funny. I can also be vocal. I can also be witty. And that's why I still get to do what I get to do every day. Like, it's like a thing where, as a Black Haitian woman, it's like you're supposed to just shut up and dribble.
right.
No.
Do you still get flack for the Whitney joke?
What?
Yeah, do people still
When
bother about the Whitney joke?
when the earthquake in Haiti happened, people spun the block. That's why that happened to Haiti, because you said what you said about Whitney.
A whole earthquake?
A whole earthquake.
To a place where you don't even live at anymore?
What did I say about Whitney?
You said she was dead. I'm trying not to laugh, man.
Like, is she not dead? Like, it's not funny that she's dead.
All right, look. I know people, and I know people.
Dead.
It's not, but
in the context,
right,
it was impersonation game, and I had to impersonate Whitney's voicemail. If you left her a voicemail, what the voicemail would be, would say. And I'm like, and I'm dead. Like, I'm sorry, it's fucking funny. I don't care. Like, I don't, and like, I try to be. One thing I'm not gonna do moving forward is try to explain myself anymore, because it's like, yo, so many people have made low hanging fruit jokes about that woman.
Right.
Like, talked about things that y'all don't have no proof of. And I could have easily done that. No, I said the obvious. It is a factual statement.
When you were getting like all the pushback and people were like, damn, that's messed up. What if it was your mom and all that stuff?
Yeah.
What was Nick Cannon saying?
Nick called me. This is how I knew it was bad. Nick called me.
Because you made the joke on Wildin' Out.
Yes,
by the way,
I made the joke on Wildin' Out. Nick called me and he said, yo, the only thing I disagree with you on is you getting on your Instagram and saying that you're not a comedian. You are one of the funniest people I know.
Wait. So, because you know what's crazy? I was about to ask you that. Because when you look you up, it says comedian, artist, actress, whatever. But and I was like, you know, it's crazy. Does she consider herself a comedian?
I say it now. I don't consider myself a comedian because I don't feel like I put the hours in. Like, so I did stand up for like 2 years. I did do stand up and in the Caribbean market, and that shit was tough.
Yeah, that's
like, I'll never forget doing a stand up night in Toronto one time. And when I tell you, nobody laughed. Like,
so
there was not one laugh. And all right, well, thank y'all for coming. And then when I tell you,
how long was it? How long you were on there for?
This was 2018.
No, but how long you were on stage?
I was on stage for like 25 minutes.
That's a long
long motherfucking time.
That's a long, especially for a new comic.
Yo,
that's a long time.
Probably like 20. Because I was like,
that's still a long time. Most new comics get like 3 to 6 minutes.
Right. Yo, I was on there for a minute, and then I had a show the next night in Montreal. I cried for 3 hours from Toronto to Montreal. And while I was crying, I pulled out my notebook. I started writing what I was gonna say from Montreal. I did it like an essay. Like, I was like, okay, introduction to the joke, body of the joke, conclusion. Like, what are we doing here? And then
you had to go back to your elementary school, writing the essay tactics.
So then in Montreal the next night, I'll never forget, at the time, my boyfriend, he surprised me. He flew to Montreal to see me. And my dad, who lives up there, who literally I had just found him a year earlier because I hadn't seen him for 10 years. That's a long-ass story.
Convenient when you start getting popping.
Yeah. So he's there too. So they made me the headliner. I'm like, why the fuck would you do this? I'm just come. That's not it. So I get on the fucking stage. I'm telling you right now, I was on that stage for an hour. Laugh, like it was, everything was just hitting. I'm like, I'm having an outer body experience.
So do you think the first show was you or them? So do you think you just weren't prepared? Do you think you were more prepared for this show?
Well, I didn't say anything I said in the first show.
Oh, so then you were more prepared. So then
I was more prepared.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this didn't work. Let me try this. And I think it's just something about a girl who can get in front of an audience and make motherfuckers laugh, and it's men in there. Like, it was a lot of men, and it's harder for a female to make men. It's hard.
Is it?
And
no, it's not.
I mean, but men say that. Men love to say how women ain't funny, and it's like, no, we're actually funny.
Who says that? I never heard a guy say that. I see that all the time on
social media. I see all the time on social media, and I've heard it in conversation too. Like, male comics and female comics, like, female comics get it harder than males. Like, it's almost like females have to have this either, how do I say this? They have to have this unattractiveness about them. You know what I mean?
They can't be pretty and funny, is you saying?
It's like, that's how they kind of treat it. Like, it's very misogynistic. It's like, she's pretty.
So she got to be ugly so we could more so laugh at her than with her.
I feel like sometimes it is that. Like, even like, for instance, like, she can't be threatening. She has to be,
so?
Yo.
To the audience or to other comedians?
To the audience.
Wow.
Like, I mean, let's look at Monique, for instance. Like, when Monique first came out, she was doing a lot of
like fat girl jokes.
Yeah, like, she was kind of, but she made it funny. The moment she got skinny, which, she lost all that weight, it was like, I've seen people say, I want fat Monique back. Like, I've seen people say that. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of like, you can't be too pretty. Like, it's you have to kind of be gritty. There has to be a grittiness about you. And so I feel like for me, what worked for me is, I talk how I talk every day. Like, how I talk. Like, I don't talk prissy. Like, I say what I want. And I feel like that works for me. People will hear me say something like, oh, that's fucking wild. Like, did she really just say that shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that works for me.
Right.
And that's really me. I'm not pretending to be anything else. That's just really me.
So do you get flack from other comedians? Like, it's a new day. So some comedians will say, I had to, do gigs. Like the night you had in Toronto, was it? Like, they'll say, I had years of that before I kind of got popping. You came on the scene. You got popping overnight, they'll say, and then they'll some comedians will say,
and now you headlining a show.
Right. And you only bomb one time. Like, you got some comedians will actually say, you got to bomb 100 times before you could even consider yourself a comedian. So do comedians ever get at you for that?
I never had that to me personally, but I've seen it. Like, I've seen people. I agree with that's why I say I don't like to call myself a comedian, because I did stand up for like 2 years. I haven't done it since 2018.
Gotcha.
And I'm thinking about picking it up again next year. So I feel like if I really want to take comedy serious, like, I do have a lot of work to do. I think that social media doesn't allow for growth. You get this big following. Yeah, skits are cute, but once you get on that stage, if you bomb, and then God forbid people have their phones out.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Like, 2018 was 3 years ago, but like, I remember the comments under my post. You sucked. You sucked last night. Me and my shorty was there. We bought tickets. You fucking sucked. Like, and you gotta see that. Right. So I suck, and I got a show the next night.
You got a show in an hour.
Yeah, like, I suck. Like, it's a lot, bruh. I think not just with comedy, but with everything. Cause like, I don't just do comedy. Like, I haven't done stand up in years. I don't really do skits anymore. I do a lot of commentary. I perform. Now I just shot my first TV show. I'm acting now. So now I'm going to have to deal with those comments. Like, I have a TV show coming out where I have 2 sex scenes with a very famous person.
Wow.
And she is a woman.
So you had a girl on girl scene.
Yes. So it's like, I'm already anxious to see what that's going to be like, you know, because now I'm going into that realm, and that's a whole nother beast too. So yeah, I've seen comedians say stuff. I don't think they're wrong, but also it's like, just give people a chance to grow. Right.
So you said you went in Montreal is when you killed, right?
Yeah.
So you said you went with your boyfriend. So what's your Zozo appointments looking like now? You single or not?
I'm single, child.
Yeah.
You know, I had just had a little boo, but.
All right. So what happened with that?
Child.
Do we know him? Can you name names?
No.
Okay.
You do not know him, but I mean, you know him. Right. But no, this nigga was diabolical. This nigga took me to meet his father. And then, like, a couple days after I met his father, texted me and said, I don't like how you was acting like a girlfriend. Like, you were acting like my girlfriend when you met my dad.
Why are you being weird to me?
Why you being weird? How you gonna fly me out?
Yeah.
How you fly me out to meet your father?
Right.
And then you mad that I'm, like, conversing? What was I supposed to do?
Wait. So time out.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with a dude.
Yeah, we were dating for a couple months.
He introduced you to his father. Did you be like, I want to meet your dad?
Nope.
Right. So he was like, come meet my pops.
He flew me out to meet his
first
father.
Class or no?
Yeah, he always flew me out
first class. He flew, and then you met his father, and then he was like, yo, you being weird.
Yeah, he was like, I don't like how you were acting like you're my girlfriend. First of all, I meet his father.
Hold
on.
Time out. Time out. Wait, time out.
Wait, okay, go ahead.
How long were y'all together? Were y'all dealing?
I want to say 3 months at that point.
And then he was like, come meet my pops. Flew you out first class specifically to meet his pops.
Specifically.
And then was like, yo, why you acting
why you acting like you my girl?
Did he?
First of all, wait. Because you know what? I have a male perspective sitting next to me. So you saw us on FaceTime one time. But anyway, like, and I've shown you videos of us, like, just cool. Like, we had so much fun. Right. Great times, lit times. I meet his father.
So this was like the day after? Or like days?
A couple days later. But listen, he flies me out, I meet his father. He doesn't highlight anything about me. Doesn't even say, hey, this is Jessie, she does this, she does that. Doesn't say nothing like that. Yo, hey, Dad, this is Jessica. Doesn't even say, we've been seeing each other.
So that's clue number one. Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's this coming from? He tells his dad, this is our first time having dinner with his dad. He tells his dad, out of nowhere, you know, Jessica, she talks down to me a lot. I'm like, I'm over here chewing my biscuits. I'm like, what's going on? She talks down to me a lot. I'm like, when do I talk down to you, babe? We were in the car the other day and we were singing and like, I couldn't reach a note and you made fun of me for not reaching the note. Like, I was hoarse and you made fun of me not reaching the note.
But he knows you're a comedian, right?
Even if I wasn't a comedian, you mean to tell me, you mean to tell me, mind you, what the incident he was talking about happened 3 months earlier. You've been holding on to this shit for 3 months. You take me out to meet your dad, and this is what you bring in front of your daddy, that I made fun of you for not reaching a note.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what did you say?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I was like, I was joking. I think I had a video clip. I do have a video clip in my phone. I should have showed it to his dad, but I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Then he was like, oh, and you called me small the other day. Again, something that happened months ago.
Wait. Small, like?
No.
In stature or?
No.
More like what you talking about?
No, he had a nice little zozo. It was good size. It wasn't like break my back, but it was like it was steady.
He's average.
Yeah, he was steady. He was steady,
all right.
and he did do the work. And he could eat some coochie, so that was great. But
Jesus Christ.
but no. So we were at an event with friends, and there was a photographer there. So I get the pictures back, and I sent him a picture. I was like, "Yo, look at you! I didn't realize how big your guns are." Like, you're so small in stature, you're skinny. But, like, I didn't realize how big your arms are.
Right.
The nigga held on to that shit. Months later, I meet your father and you bring this up.
Wait, so after the dinner, you never was like, yo, I didn't mean it like that?
I tried, so we get back to the hotel room. I'm like,
wait, so y'all staying in the hotel room together?
yes.
Okay. So y'all are together.
Well, I guess not, because that's, I guess he wasn't.
So, all right, so when you try to kick it to him, what did he say?
I was like, why would you say this to your dad?
Right.
First of all. Like, and I'm like, I don't intentionally mean to hurt you. Like, I was just joking with you. Like, I thought that's the kind of relationship we were building. And he's like, oh, it's okay. You know, I mean, like, it's who you are. And I'm like, so if it's okay, why'd you bring it up to your dad? You know what I mean? So we didn't really reach no resolve with that. And then, like, a couple days later.
Wait, is there conversations in between?
No.
So you didn't speak to him for a couple of days. This the next time he hit you.
Actually, no. It was. We had a conversation. We had a conversation, and then, like, the next day, he's like, "Yeah, you were acting like my girlfriend, and you're not that yet. Like, I don't appreciate how." He's like, "I feel like you're moving too fast. Like, I don't appreciate how." When I introduced you to my father, you were acting like my girlfriend. And I said, I never told your dad I was your girlfriend. That's number one. I never introduced myself and said, I'm your girlfriend, nothing. We sat there, we talked about, like, church, religion. We talked about you. We talked about Thanksgiving. Like, your dad was like, I can't wait for you to come to Thanksgiving. Like,
so you got invited to Thanksgiving and everything. That's crazy.
So.
Yo, so wait.
So this is stand up. This is stand up material right here. Like, this is stand up material right here. Like, let me.
Is he a regular dude or industry dude? Because I don't know. Like, this sounds very regular dude-ish. Like, maybe you were like too popping for him, and he was just like, you know. But if he's an industry guy, maybe he can more so understand.
No, he's up there.
Damn.
Niggas not asking me like, you don't know who the fuck we talking.
But no, they don't.
Yeah. He's up there.
All right, so
I just feel, you know what I feel like? I feel like, and like, after this, like, I was, for a month, like, I cried a lot about it.
For
yes,
real?
because I was like,
I
damn,
can't front though. You
this
used to
is
hit
hurtful.
me like you was feeling him. You was like, all right, I think this will work.
Yeah, like, it just was hurtful to me because it was like, you know what? Why do all that? Like, why take me on trips? Why, like, and take me, like, on like places where it's significant.
To Miami. You wasn't going to Miami.
No, it's like, it's significant places, and like, we would have certain discussions like about what our life would be like. We named our kids. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about marriage. We talked about, like, God's, like, vision for our lives. Like, he told me what his goals that he had, and I was like, you know what? Like, let's do it. Like, I support you 100%. You want to go get this and that? Let's do it together. Like, that's how I saw it. And I think looking back at it, he saw me, like, as a threat. Like, it's like, just shut up. Just shut up and don't say anything. You know what I mean? Like, just look cute and, you know, and. But
did he hit you with the disclaimer in the beginning, like, look, I'm just trying to have a good time. Let's hang out.
No. It was like, he would always say to me, I have a plan for us. Like, I want us to go far. Like, I want, like.
Yo, he was spitting some lyrics.
I want us to go far. Like, you know, like, we talked about marriage. Like, we talked about marriage, and we talked about just, like, what our lives would be like.
Did you introduce him to your parents?
No. Which is why I'm like, how you telling me I'm moving fast? Did you meet Dominique? Did you meet Dominique? Did you meet Joseph? Did you meet Jeremy, John, Joni?
Right.
That's
some real Haitian names too, right there.
You ain't meet none of the crew. So what the fuck are you talking? Like, it be the gaslighting for me. It's like, my nigga, look, if you wanted to just fuck, you could have said that. Right. Instead of being corny and doing all this extra shit. And to me, that's emotional violence. Like, it's like you basically formed yourself into something that violence. It is. Because if I were not, first of all, if I were not the person I am, I would have shot this nigga.
That's violence. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm dead ass.
But yo,
I would shoot him because it's like, and that's not okay, kids. But next nigga do that shit to me, I'm shooting his ass, period. And I'm gonna let you know the keys to the safe so you can bail my ass the fuck out. Because I'm not playing these games. Like, it's like, so my nigga.
Is it harder to date now that you're Jessie Woo? Like, is it harder?
I think, like, it's weird. Like, I'm gonna tell you another weird situation.
Same dude?
No, it's not same dude.
Okay.
I go on a date. One of my friends puts me down with a dude. I go on a date, right? And I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, yo, I just want to fuck this nigga. So I'm going to figure out how I could fuck him because I don't want nothing else, okay?
That's a lie. You didn't want anything else? Women don't. You tend.
No, I didn't want anything else. I just wanted the dick. Like, I knew first of all, he was Haitian. I knew I was in for a treat.
Right.
I knew I was in for a treat.
Right.
I knew the ancestors was going to take care of me.
Right.
I knew all my needs was going to be fulfilled.
He was
Amen.
going to sock that ass.
He was going to sock passe this boo-boo all up and through Atlanta. Right. So I was like, let me figure out how I'm going to fuck him. So.
Wait, like that night or like eventually?
No, I'm like eventually.
Okay.
So, we go on a date. Cool. Date was cool. So then a couple days later, I hit him up. I'm like, hey, come by the crib. You want to come by the crib and just like watch some movies or whatever, have some drinks?
You hit him with that. He didn't hit you with the.
I hit him.
Okay.
So he comes over and like I had like board games. I had a movie. Right. I ordered food or whatever.
Which nobody ever plays, but go ahead.
Correct.
Right.
So, but we was playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
So while mid tic-tac-toe, I go to my room. I change into my lingerie.
Right. And
I come out the room and I'm like, come tic-tac-toe this pussy.
No, time out. Like your outfit said that, or you literally said that?
No, I said come tic-tac-toe this pussy. So he looked at me like, so then he tic-tac-toe this pussy, and then we did that.
Okay, all right. I thought it was bad. Sorry, all right. I thought he was gonna say like, no, I got church in the morning. I thought he was gonna say something like that. All right,
he tic-tac-toe this pussy.
All right, good for him. So good for my Haitian brothers.
Okay, so that was
one
that.
For the team. Okay.
So that was that. Now, I skipped something. Going back to the date, when we were on the date, he was telling me where he worked. He worked in the bank.
Okay.
And he didn't have a super high position, but he had a good position. I'm like, okay, cool. He got his own. Right. He good.
Please don't tell me he scammed you.
So
don't tell me he got your bank account number. Please don't, my Haitian brothers. Please don't. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, please. You know that happened to me in Brooklyn, but that's another podcast.
Oh, damn, you got stories.
Okay. So after we tic-tac-toe, I invite him over again for tic-tac-toe. And he's like, you know what? I quit my job. I'm like, what'd you quit your job for? And he was like, I'm going to be a full-time investor. And I'm like,
right.
Okay. What does that look like for you? Because you were doing some hours, some total of hours here, and you're making this money. How does this work for you?
Don't tell me this nigga try to sign you up for Forex. Don't tell me this nigga try to sign you up for Forex. All right, go ahead.
So I'm asking like how it works or whatever.
Right.
So he answers my questions, but he's getting like upset. So I end the conversation. So make a long story short, like a little bit after that, we stopped fucking with each other. So he comes back into my life, and he's like, I just want to let you know, like, you are emasculating. And I was like, how am I emasculating? He said, because you was acting like I'm some type of broke nigga. I was like, did I call you broke? He's like, no, but you was questioning me about being an investor.
Right.
And I said, sir, the week before, you were counting money at a bank. Now you're coming to me telling me that you're a full-time investor. I had questions. So how are you trying to flip this on me and say I'm emasculating?
But Jess, you know I love you. You know you're the homie. But I'm seeing a trend here. And you're the only common denominator.
So that's emasculating?
I don't know. The way you explain it doesn't seem emasculating, but I wasn't there. Maybe he seemed different. But it sounds like
it's like what you said. It literally, one thing about me, I'm gonna tell you the story how it happened.
But that's how you see it.
No. He agreed with me that that's what it was. I was asking him a lot of questions, and he just felt like me asking him all these questions, I was calling him broke.
I think we gotta have a Kevin Samuels moment. Like
You don't, okay.
Because,
so
yo,
if I'm
because,
dating a nigga.
Because, but I'm saying, that's 2 niggas in a row that just was just like, yo, bro, you playing me in front of my friends. So, there's some type of trend, though, bro. Maybe we got to evaluate this.
Okay, so what is the trend?
I don't know. Maybe you are a little emasculating then. Sometimes they're just insecure. But see, all right, but the question is.
No. We're going to stay right there.
No.
Because we don't talk enough about men's insecurities, right? And hold your thought.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. Because then I asked him, I said, was I being emasculating or were you insecure about your finances? And he said, you know what, at the time, yeah, I was going through it. Like, and he's back working at the bank. Is he still investing? Yes. But don't put it on me and call me emasculating. I'm asking you those questions because how do you leave the bank and become an investor
but see,
out of nowhere?
It's deeper than that. Then we gotta ask the question: What about you is picking these beta insecure dudes? Aha.
No, that is a good question. That is a good question. Yeah. And I do feel like I attract insecure men. I realized that this year.
But
with
here's
those
the thing.
2 last experiences.
Typically, masculine women attract insecure beta men.
I don't like when y'all say I don't like that.
That's the truth, though.
I don't like that. You know why?
That is the truth.
You know why I don't like that? Because I feel like that's the new angry black women. When you say a masculine one, why is it that I have to be masculine? If I was Hispanic and look at me like that?
That goes.
Well, if I was white,
that goes
like
for
that?
women across the board. That doesn't go for just black women.
Mm-hmm.
And see, we understand why. When black women are masculine, we understand why. Because
no, y'all don't.
Yeah, y'all had to all your life. You had to fight. We understand. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We understand. But it's like we kind of want you to be that to the world, but not us.
And I know when I've been masculine to a man.
Do you? I don't think you do.
I do. No, I do.
Because he's sending dudes home crying, and 3 months later, they're like, yo, man, we was in the car.
You was in the car and you told me. No, but it's like, you know what? My thing is, I don't feel like we talk a lot about insecure men. Like, a lot of men do have insecurities, right?
They do.
And then you will call a woman masculine instead of just saying, this made me feel this way when you said that. Then we could get to the root. We can get to the root of the problem. But instead of that, ou vle fè que c'est moi-même qui problème, and that's not true.
All
like,
right.
Listen, my last relationship that I was in, I learned this, and I never did this again. My last relationship ended because I called my ex a bitch without saying bitch. He did something to me, and I said, you're acting like a little girl. Damn. And mind you, this nigga is like 6'4", like 300 pounds. Like, he was like, oh, nah, I'm not dealing with this.
But see, why would you say that? Why would you say he acted like a little girl?
I was wrong for that. I was wrong for that. I was wrong for that. And since then, I've never done that. Like, I know where I went wrong with that. And I was expecting for him to just take it. Right. You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, I'm not taking that from you. Now we're good friends. But, you know, he told me, like, yeah, that was fucked up, what you said to me.
So now that's 3 men. You gotta learn to put your dick away, bro. That's what it is.
Put my dick away. I know in that.
You gotta learn to put your dick away.
No.
That's the problem.
I know in that situation I was wrong.
Right.
I was dead ass wrong for telling that man he was acting like a little girl. But even him, when I told him about these 2 incidents, and even him, he was like, that's not emasculating. That's not emasculating, Jess. You have to learn how to be with a man who's secure.
I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough.
I don't know. I feel like if you were dating a girl and let's say you go on a date and she's a stripper that night, then the next day she tells you that she owns...
I'm not dating no stripper, though. But go ahead, carry on.
Let's say she's a bank teller. You go to work, you go on a date, she's a bank teller. The next week she tells you she is an investor full-time.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. The reason why this analogy won't work is because men look at money differently than women.
Okay.
So if you lose your job, I'm not going to care. I'm like, okay, whatever. But men care. So you have to be a little more sensitive when you approach this topic. Men care.
No.
Men
I
care.
feel like it should be the other way around. For me, as a single woman, I pay my own bills. I do my own thing. I done invited you into my space to play tic-tac-toe. You're telling me you're doing now you done switched up, right? There's a lot of questions for me. Even though I'm just playing tic-tac-toe with you, what does that mean now? What you know what I mean? Like, I have questions.
Right.
Why I can't ask those questions?
Maybe it's the way you're asking it.
Maybe it is.
Well, we'll get you an appointment with Kevin Samuels.
Maybe it is the way. Maybe it is the way.
Is the mic good? Is she good? All
yeah,
right, cool.
maybe it is the way. But with the singing, the niggas singing in the car, no. I was playing with him, and he knew
But you
that.
see, like, look at you. See, that's masculine energy right there. Like, nobody can. No, that was not masculine. No,
it was
no.
not.
Maybe that's, you know what I'm saying?
It was not. And
maybe you hurt his feelings.
But why did not just tell me that? Why hold it
He
for
did
3
in
months?
front of his dad. He was like,
3
Daddy.
months later. Exactly.
But again,
that
all right,
tells
we
me
already
more,
established that.
But that tells me more about his masculinity versus me being masculine.
But we gotta get to the root, because
What's the root? What's the root?
We already
he couldn't hit the note. I
all right,
laughed.
but we already established that maybe niggas are a little feminine. You know what I'm saying? And
it's not even there is sensitivity there,
right.
and I'm willing to be sensitive. Like,
but again, the question is, what about you is attracting these sensitive ass niggas?
I don't know. I do like a sensitive man.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
You see what I'm saying?
because I do feel like I like emotional availability. I like that. And I feel
But that comes with it. Niggas.
Yes, so let's talk through it.
But
let's
see,
talk
to
through
me,
it. Don't just call me a man.
Right, but to me, an alpha male, that I think a lot of people have the wrong definition of an alpha male. Like, to me, an alpha male doesn't mean like you walking around with your chest out ready to beat anybody up. To me,
Right.
an alpha male is one that has control over his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's an alpha male, knowing when to be super masculine and dominant and knowing when to be soft.
Or how about knowing when to, like, if there's an issue, let's assess the issue. Let's talk about it. Don't just shut me out and just go away. And then it's like, next thing you know, we don't talk to each other anymore. Now I'm getting on the plane and you acting like you don't know who the fuck I am.
Wait, what?
That's another.
See what I'm saying?
Now I'm in my feelings.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Masculine Jessie.
Like, don't do.
Yo, next time I need my tire changed, I'm calling you. But listen. So let's.
But yeah, so in a nutshell, no, I'm not dating. But I mean, actually, well, let me not lie. I have been spending time with the dude who's at the bank. Like, we've been
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
But
does he cry? Does he cry after you hit him?
No. First of all, he's Haitian. He's very stubborn. He's a Pisces. Like, he.
So he goes in the closet and cries.
Maybe he do, but we do tussle a lot. But I appreciate what I appreciate about him is he said what he said. We talked about it, and then we move on. We move on. I know not to ask you too many questions now.
Right, just stay in your lane. Just stay
especially
with Haitian men. Stay in the kitchen, and everything will be all right.
And that right there is so if that makes me masculine, then I'm a nigga.
Nah, I'm joking, but
then I'm a nigga then.
You pulling your dick out makes you masculine.
And honestly, I don't have a penis. If I did, though, it would be big as hell.
See what I'm saying? Like, see, masculine.
But yeah, no, I'm not dating. But I do want to date though.
Yeah. All right.
I do want to date, but
I think I'm gonna try to set up something with Kevin Samuels for you. For real.
No,
and y'all can do it live.
I'm
gonna try to set something up. We're gonna help you out.
Kevin Samuels is very combative. It's just
he's not. He just speaks the truth. See what I'm saying?
It's counterproductive.
It is not. It is actually very productive.
No,
he is
it's
very
not.
insightful.
Oh my God, stop.
He is very insightful. And
next subject. I know you are not a Kevin Samuels.
Yo, I'm saying I think he's 1,000% right. I think he's very insightful, and he says what a lot of people have not said or scared to say in the last 20 years, for sure, hands down.
We're just going to leave it at that.
I guarantee you can help you. Because what you're saying right now, is exactly what he says.
What?
Like how women emasculate men, and then they wind up dying alone.
Forever? I will never die alone. I will never die alone.
Because you have your mom, and you have brothers and sisters.
I do, and I have great friends.
Guess what?
And from time to
they
time,
can't tic-tac-toe you.
But when I want tic-tac-toe, I can get it.
All right. But see, that's what Kevin Samuels says. That mindset is what makes you dangerous. Because then you're going to be 40 talking about you want a dude and you want a this and that. That's all fun and games until you're 40 years old.
I don't No, I don't see it that way. I feel like
you don't see it that way now.
No,
but then
I
when
feel
you
like
turn 40, you're gonna
like,
be like,
I feel like when it's my time, it's my time. And then if it's not my time, it's not my time. I will have everything I'm supposed to have in this life.
see,
I do. I feel like
if
it.
I were Kevin Samuels, he'd be like, there goes your fairy tale bullshit. You know what I'm
I will
saying?
have
There goes you going to God.
I will have
and there
love.
goes, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know I'm gonna have a great partner. Like I know that's God's life. That's God's plan over my life. Has it been difficult? Yes. Do I have things I can work on? Of course. Like, right. I'm not telling you this like I'm perfect. But at the same time, I do feel like men lack a lot of accountability. And when you try to hold a man accountable, it's a lot of gaslighting.
Again, what
like,
Kevin Samuels says.
You Haitian niggas. I'm sorry.
No, but see,
a lot of gaslighting.
What Kevin Samuels says, men have been held accountable for since the beginning of the time. It's women that have not been held accountable for their masculinity.
What? We get held accountable everywhere, especially black women. When you go to work, you get held accountable. When you're out in public, you get held accountable.
I would beg to differ.
We get held accountable in the hospitals.
No, y'all don't hold each other accountable.
What?
Y'all be like, you go, girl. You a strong black woman. You a witch court. That's right.
What?
If he too sensitive, he can't handle you.
No,
he can't handle you. Then
I hate the strong black woman shit.
Right.
And my friends, a lot of my friends, they're in the business like me. They're CEOs. We all hate that shit because I want to be a damsel in distress. I do. When I'm at home with my nigga, treat me like a damsel in distress.
Right.
At the same time, I got questions. Why I can't ask you a couple questions, baby? Like what? Like your hairline's receding a little bit. What we doing about that?
You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Just heard a nigga pride. Anyway, let's go fast because I'm just like I said.
I know we can go on and on.
I'm really gonna try to set up this Kevin Samuels interview.
No,
I think it'll be
just
super
need to
dope.
find me a nigga.
No, because I'm not gonna be responsible for that. So nigga come back like, man, you set me up with this girl.
Oh my gosh, you gonna set them up with the love of their life.
No, I'm not
playing.
doing it.
Stop playing.
So
don't play with me.
So you can tell him how he ain't shit and his job. He need to get a new job. I ain't doing it. But yo, so other than comedy and your Zozo appointments, like the one thing I love you for is your music.
Yes.
I love to hear you sing. I love your music. Your music is very, very, very dope. I think it's one of the things you don't get enough credit for.
Because I don't do enough.
You think so? But what you do is very dope. And me being a DJ and a producer, I think is very dope. No cap. Like even before I knew you and before I met you, I heard one of your songs. I was like, yo, this is actually really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was gonna be trash. Just being honest.
I know.
Because most influencers, comedians turned musicians is usually trash.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. And I was like, wow, this is really good.
I mean, music was always my first love, though.
So why don't you do enough?
Well, you know, my last EP that I had, it was in 2019. I was not in a good situation label-wise. So that just was not cool. And then I feel like other things took off. So then I kind of focused on that.
Got you.
And then, you know, I mean, this year, I have the song out with Harmonik right now.
Nice.
The song is great, but again, it's like, you know, just today, like I had to get online and talk about how I'm being promoted for a performance with them, but I'm reaching out to them repeatedly, to their manager, and to get my hotel information or to get my flight information, and I can't even get that. But you still want to promote me like I'm coming to the show. So just stuff like that. It's like.
But that's typical music biz stuff, though.
Okay. That's not good enough for me. Like, it's not, like,
that happens a lot. That happens a lot.
It's not good enough for me, right?
Because I get that. Listen, I get booked for these shows, and I get paid like this crazy amount of money, like a rapper to travel overseas, and they'll do the same thing, and they paid me already, and I'd be like, my flight info, and the show is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like no flight info, no hotel info, no. So that does that. So what? Do you think it's like a personal attack? Do you think what?
No, I feel like the only time things like that happen to me is when I deal with Haitian people. I really hate to say it, but even like in my last label situation, it's just like my people
they were Haitian
don't.
Too.
Yeah, it's like there is a manque de respect. There's like the dignity is not there. The respect is not there. It's like you can't keep promoting that I'm gonna be at a show. I've been calling you, you don't answer your phone. I'm texting you, you don't answer your phone. But you keep promoting that I'm coming to a show. and I'm supposed to get on the flight tomorrow, and I still don't have anything. And so then it goes back to how I was telling you, like as a Haitian comedian or as a Haitian woman, period, it's kind of like this shut up and dribble thing. Just be happy that you're here. And it's like, no, give me my fucking information so I could be at this fucking show, or take my picture off your flyers, right? So that's.
But maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the promoter.
No. It was them directly. It was their manager directly putting the show together.
So did you hit somebody from the group?
Yeah, hit somebody from the group. Nothing. So I go online, I'm like, hey guys, just letting y'all know, like if I don't have this by tomorrow, like I'm canceling my flight. So and I won't be there. Instead of giving me my information, they go and they post a new flyer without my picture, and they tell the world, oh, Jessie never promoted the show, which is not true. The flyer's on my page with me promoting the show. Damn. Jessie took the deposit. Jessie, we had her hotel information. No, I have a screenshot of me asking you for days straight for my information. Like I have to post that now so the public can see that I'm not lying. So what was I supposed to do? Wait till the show happened? People see I'm not there, then they come into my comments and they ask me why I'm not there. Like just things like that. Mind you, I did the song for free. I did the song for like literally just.
So they approached you to do the song?
Yes.
Wow.
Just for the love of it. I'm like, let me do this for my culture. I do the song for free. I do the video for free. I had to pay the stylist because their manager didn't want to pay for her to ship her clothes back to her. Had to pay for that. Like the least you can do is have my fucking hotel ready. That's the least you could do.
Damn,
then it's, I don't like the way she's speaking to me. What the fuck do you expect?
Wait, so another man said you was
Yeah,
masculine?
Another man who didn't have my hotel information.
There's a trend here, son.
Who didn't have my hotel information.
So this spoils things now? No more
Listen,
collab? Like, does this spoil your, not even just with them, but does this spoil your outlook on music?
No. I have great music that I've been working on. I thought that with Compa, this was good because like, okay, like I am gonna look into collabing with other, artists and that. But if like literally when I posted what I posted, I got a phone call from another Haitian artist and they were like, I'm so glad you said that because I go through the same thing. And this is a male artist telling me this. I go through the same thing with these people. And he was telling me all the other stuff that he goes through. And it's like, there is just a problem with hate. The Haitian mentality is, it's me versus you. It's never, let's do this, nous faire ça ensemble. It's me versus you. I want to make all the money. I don't want you to make any money. Suck my dick and be on my nutsack and make me feel like I'm this big old man and you just be happy to be here. And it's like, when you look at even Haiti just in general, that's literally like, that's how we run the country. It's like, this side over here has all this money and they don't want to share. They don't want to make it accessible. They don't want to not even share, but pay people.
Right.
Pay people for their knowledge. Pay people for their work. Y'all don't want to do that. And then when you look at like the HMI, when you look at the Haitian music industry, Compa's been around longer than a lot of these other genres. Right. But they're all over here, and we're over here. So if I'm the common denominator of that, am I the common denominator of that? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. It's get your shit together and treat people with respect.
Right.
Answer your phone. If you can go online and spread a lie, you can answer your phone and have my hotel information sent to me that you were supposed to send me over a month ago. So it's that simple. So
do you stop? How do you fix this? What's the remedy for this? Like, do you stop?
Well, I'm still gonna move forward with my plans. Like I'm cool with Sanders. Sanders is one of the bandmates. He recently was in a near fatal car accident and was still trying to help me resolve everything, which he didn't have to. So like I'm cool with him. Like we have a song that we did together, so I'm gonna move forward with that. But like if they want to book me for anything, like they'll just go through my agency. Like now I'm gonna let you go deal with the white people.
Wow.
Go deal with the white people. Like go deal. Try to do this fuck shit with them. Try to do the whole thing. You know what they told me? You know what his manager told me? First of all, when he first booked me for the Miami show, he was like, oh, he was telling me all these great things. I'm like, so how much are you paying me? Oh, it's for poor Mo. It's for poor Mo, sweetie. It's for poor Mo, sweetie, baby. It's no pay. I said, no. I don't do nothing for free. block my body. I'm just kidding. Nah, nigga, you were testing me. Because if I would have said yes, you would have had me up there performing
got
for
you.
free.
You already did the
Exactly.
video for free.
Exactly.
So he knows you do something for free.
Exactly.
Right.
So that was a mistake on my part.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that for free. Then it was, don't you have your mother live in Miami? I don't give a fuck where my mama live at.
So wait, somehow he wanted you to stay with your moms?
You don't have your mother. Your mother lives in Miami.
So he was there booking you for a show.
First
They
of all,
wanted you
my
to stay
mama
with your
don't
moms?
live in Miami. My mama lives in Broward. That's number one. But even if she did, I don't give a fuck if the venue was next to my mama's house. I'm an artist. You're booking me for something. Get me a hotel. Get me my flight information.
What if you want to get some Zozo after the show? You can't bring that to your mom's crib.
First of all, I'm a screamer, okay? What the fuck I like going to my mama's house, trying to get me some Miami Zozo, and she hear me screaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just stuff like that. It's like things like that. I don't ever have to deal with. I don't ever have to deal with that with anybody else that I work with.
Right.
Oh, we gotta fly you in. Oh, you gotta get you a hotel. Don't you got family and friends here? No, that is a HMI shit. That's some HMI shit. And it's like, get it together, bro. Get it together. We should be farther as a people. We should be farther as an industry. And I feel like we're never gonna get there because it's that whole I wanna keep you down. Like, I can't make it without stomping on you. It's the Haitian mentality. And it's crazy because on our flag it says l'union fait la force. Like, I don't be seeing no type of l'union other than on social media. Like, oh, she Haitian. In real life, you niggas will kill each other over some bullshit because you want to make all the money and you want to have all the access. We see it happening in the country right now. That's just the bottom line to it. These group of people have all the access to the money. They don't want to close that gap. They would rather throw the entire country away and watch people die of hunger, famine. Like, it's so sad. Like, it's so motherfucking sad. Every other month, we gotta post something about Haiti. R.I.P., prayer for Haiti, this. And it's niggas there who are billionaires.
I'm tired of it. Like, I
traumatic.
personally stopped doing it because it's like, yo, this is crazy. This is too much.
It's traumatic because you want to do something and you can't. You want to fly in and be involved.
But they'll kidnap you.
They'll kidnap you.
Right.
You kill the president. Like, it's like, even if you don't like the nigga, we killed our president.
Okay, well, look. One can use the same argument you used about black women. All our life we had to fight. So we know nothing else but to be strong and fight. And that.
So we killed each other? We kill the president, bruh? Like, come on. There's no way you can flip that. Like, even if you didn't like his politics, there are ways to do things. Damn, kidnap his ass. Like, y'all telling me y'all couldn't kidnap the nigga, put that nigga on a boat and send his ass off to fucking Free Willy and them? Like, there's other things you could have done.
So what do you think, what's the next step? Like, how do you think we get Haiti or Haitians back on track? Like, how, because now, this generation is probably like the richest.
Yes.
Diaspora.
The diaspora is very
probably the
rich.
richest, ever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what do you think we need to be working on as a whole, the whole diaspora?
Honestly, people don't want to go back to Haiti. Like, I feel like that's the solution. Is if we all had a specific movement and we said we're going back to Haiti. Right. Like, we all have a set date. All of us are coming in. We're going to this particular location. We're going to talk to this. But it's so hard to get us all organized. And then now when you look at the country, like, there's a gang leader leading the country. He doing what you call that when you got a speech in front of cameras and shit? The nigga doing press conferences. A whole gang leader is doing press conferences for the country. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a group of people who are in power who they like it. They like that shit. They like that it's at where it's at because they can continue to rape the country and continue to, make their money and go on about their business. Then there's a lot of us in the diaspora who use Haiti to get richer. Look at fucking Karen Civil was on the Breakfast Club telling the Breakfast Club how she gave those kids in Haiti $41,000, knowing she never did that.
Wow.
Knowing she never did that. She never built that playground, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will sit there and lie like that and use Haiti as a PR scheme. People just use Haiti to get richer. When all that shit was going on with the earthquake, you know how many times like I saw like influencers, oh, send the money to me. I'm getting I have a private helicopter, like posting it, they flying in. And I'm just sitting there like, to this day, I've never seen you fly in.
Right.
Because where the fuck were you gonna go?
Right.
How were you gonna get there?
Right.
You don't just fly into Haiti.
So with people like Karen Civil, can that be fixed between y'all? Can y'all two ever work together again?
The criminal? She's a criminal. She's a criminal. She literally sued me for telling the world that she deleted my Instagram page after I also told the world, Twitter, that she stole a podcast idea. Then she turned around and went on Clubhouse and admitted to hiring hackers to take down Hollywood Unlocked's page.
Wow.
You're a whole criminal.
So no coming back from that.
No, like then she was sitting there talking about we had all these hearings. No, we don't. I won the case. Now I have to wait till March for the judge to grant me my money for you to pay me. And it's like a person who will go through that. The girl used Facebook. You use Facebook, the same company you hack to take down pages all the time. You use Facebook, Sierra, to try to lure me into an event. Then you had someone record me getting served. These are things that if you talk to any lawyer, they'll tell you they don't do that.
Right.
That's not lawyer practice. Like, you went above and beyond. But this is the same girl who also was side by side with Hillary Clinton. The same bitch who her and her husband stole our rice crop in Haiti.
They completely
raped Haiti, took billions of dollars away from us.
And still doing it. Though.
And still doing it now. But that's the girl who was making Hillary Clinton cool again. This is what she was doing. That was her ministry. Remember when Hillary Clinton was running? Black people held her feet to the fire. Right. Remember? And they were like, yo, your husband had mass incarceration. Your husband did this, that, and the third to the black community. What say you, Hillary?
Right.
They held her feet to the fire. The only Haitian girl, which was Karen Civil, the only Haitian girl who could speak up for Haitian people, never did. Never said, where's our rice? Where's our rice?
It's even deeper than that, though, because our brother controls, like, the mines, the gold, and all that. It's even deeper than the rice.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Where's all our riches that you stole? How do you plan on making amends with Haiti? Never said that. So it's like, girl, you're a criminal, and then you use Haiti as a PR scheme. You lied about giving these kids giving Sow a Seed Foundation $41,000. You did this on the Breakfast Club, had all these articles written about you, and you know you didn't do that. So there's never no coming back from that. Wow. The only coming back is pay me my fucking money, bitch. Pay me my motherfucking money, bitch. Like, how dare you even think you were gonna get $3 million? I've never seen you with a good wig. How the fuck you thought you was gonna get $3 million out of me?
That's crazy.
Like, are you serious right now? No. And then you had the whole Jordan Lucas, all these people coming out, all these receipts. Like, you're a criminal,
Were people
bro.
telling you, like, oh, did you
You're
get a lot? Did you get a lot of, like, oh, Jessie, you just hating type of?
Man, please. I didn't see a lot of that.
Okay.
What I saw was, oh, she thought she got the right one. And people in the industry always knew this. Like, you cannot pinpoint what she does. In our lawsuit is public. In our lawsuit, her occupation is I create experiences. That is
right.
her métier. I create experiences. Bitch, you ain't lying about that, bitch. You create a whole lot of experiences. None of them is good, though. You create a lot of experiences, and nobody can pinpoint what you do. Nobody can pinpoint what you do. So I just know you're a criminal, and you're really evil, because to go through those, you know what it takes to file a lawsuit? I have to file a lawsuit because I gave a Haitian company permission to use my photo on Shark Tank, right? Mm-hmm. They asked me for this specifically, gave me the paperwork for this specifically. Back in October, I was in LA.
Okay.
I walk into an Ulta store, my face is all over Ulta.
With their product? Miz on me.
And what they try to tell me is, oh, but when you signed it, no, bitch, no.
This was for Shark Tank.
This was for
right.
The contract doesn't even have your name. The contract says Shark Tank, Jessie Woo, and FinMax. The rights, that photo was for to push the episode,
right.
not to push my picture in a nationwide campaign at a distributor like Ulta. So now, I'm like, so how do we fix this? Oh, no. But this, so now I have to sue you. And under the state of California don't play that shit when it comes to the right of somebody's right of publicity. And going back to Karen, she's so fucking dumb. She thought that filing a lawsuit in California was going to be an inconvenience for me, but California state laws are so pro-celebrity and so pro like public figure, so pro freedom of speech. And so in the end, like now that we're wrapping up with this, like I'm thinking about now I gotta go file this lawsuit with this other company, but I'm like, do I want to file a lawsuit against her? You know how much energy that shit takes?
Right.
And how much money that shit takes? That's how I know you psycho. That's how I know only a psycho bitch could do that. You're crazy. And that's what you were doing all the time, sending lawyers after people to shut people up.
Has she tried to reach out to kind of like
no? Hell no. Now you know damn well she ain't trying to reach out. That girl got embarrassed publicly, and then tried to be on some, oh, well, you know, they don't call me Olivia Pope. No, Olivia Nope. Olivia Pope never admitted to being a criminal. You're a criminal, and you got online and said it.
Right.
So now look, what she did do was she had a gig with a network, and I have a friend that works at that network.
Right.
The friend reached out to me and said, hey, I don't know where you're at with your Karen Civil stuff, but she's trying to get the network to write a letter that you're the reason why she lost all her gigs at this particular network. No, bitch, you lost your gigs because you're a criminal.
Wow.
You are a criminal. That's it. And everybody knows you're a criminal now. Own up to it. And maybe next year, you know, you can try to scam somebody else. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? Like, scamming ain't dead. You'll find another way to scam people. Scamming ain't never dead. You'll find another way to scam people. She'll probably come out with her own vaccine or some shit and inject it into motherfuckers and have them fall dead. Because, like, she's the fucking Grim Reaper.
That's crazy.
You're the fucking Grim Reaper. I never understood why she was the one who found Mac, but you know that's another subject for another day. But the girl is fucking weird. You're a criminal. Like, own up to your shit. And just wrapping her just into the whole Haitian narrative. Like I really feel like a lot of times like that's the Haitian way. It's like stomp on everybody to get to the top. And people don't understand, like our people don't understand, if we collaborated more, we'd be so much further in everything. We're so smart. You've never met a dumb Haitian. If you met a dumb Haitian, you are a liar. Haitians are so
this is very true.
Smart, intelligent, well-spoken, multilingual. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Haitians have done so much for the world in general, helping free other countries. Like, we're seeing people now do something Haiti did like centuries ago. Finally stand up for themselves and free themselves. You know what I mean? Like that was our thing. And to see like how we are now with each other, nous l'aide, en pile. Elle fait mal en pile. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to move forward. I don't know. I think the youth are the key. But even them, it's like they're so lost. They go to school. What happens after school?
I think what you said, like, it would take a whole movement of us going there, rebuilding the infrastructure for anything to happen. That's because we're brought up a certain way in America. When we go there, we would be like, how come this is running like that? Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But of course, there would be. Then that brings a whole nother hurdle. I know. Then people would try to do like what they did. How they kept Clef out with like.
My God, yeah.
You know, like, oh, you have to be a citizen here or born here or this and that.
I met him recently.
Right.
We talked about that, and you know, Wyclef. People gave Wyclef the business for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time, but you know what? When this earthquake happened,
But what do you think about him? Speaking of earthquakes, they say he took a lot of money too.
Yeah.
And then
with this earthquake, it made me look at a lot of people different. And it made me look at just Haiti in general different.
Right.
I will give him grace and say, I don't think he was ready. I think he wanted to do what he could. I don't think he was ready for what came next. Because you could raise all this money, right?
Right.
But can you just go into Haiti and just build houses and do this? We don't even have a shelter in Haiti. There's no shelters. When the earthquake happened, people were outside in the rain, pregnant
Crazy.
women, barefoot, pregnant women bleeding, like, period. Your period is on, and you're outside. You know what I mean? And here are all this money coming in, and where's it going? I remember seeing this Future concert that Karen was a part of, and they did a concert in Miami. They raised all this money.
Right.
And with this organization, I looked it up. I'm like, there's no history of this organization ever doing anything in Haiti, right? Then what they doing? They sending bottles of water.
Oh, man.
You raising all this money and you sending bottles of water.
Right.
People don't have shelter. They're getting water from the sky, bitch. Like, literally, the water is falling right now. They don't have any shelter. They don't have anywhere to go. You know, it's like, so going back to Clef, like, I feel like I would give him grace and say, I don't think he knew what the fuck he was doing. And I don't think he was prepared for what was next. Because, yeah, you could be cool with Sweet Mickey and all these bands, and you could be cool with this person that's in the government. But when it's time for you to, now when they feel like you're trying to step in,
it's a little different.
It's a little different.
Right.
Now you're a threat now. You know? So, I don't know. He seemed like a really nice guy, though. And I mean, like, say what you want. Clef is a legend.
Let's see when it's time for you to do the show if you get your plane ticket. But thank you, Jessie, man. Thank you. I can see and talk to you all day, man. Thank you, Jessie. I after this, hopefully, if you're down, we'll go get some Haitian food.
Yes.
I'll bring you to a spot and we'll have continue the conversation of why you pulling your dick out on these men.
You really think I'm masculine for real?
I don't know, but something's up. Everybody says the same thing.
God.
DJ Kash, the fly Haitian kid. Jessie Woo, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me. So you really think I'm a man for real?